Season 1 Episode 3 of Outlander Blood of My Blood concluded with Julia Beecham making a startling choice. This Outlander prequel series episode began shortly after the first several days of the Mackenzie party, where the new laird was supposed to be selected. Naturally, this historic occasion didn't start off well because in Episode 1, Dougal severely assaulted Malcolm Grant for allegedly kidnapping Ellen. Colum offered Ellen's hand to Malcolm Grant in return for his support because of Dougal's hasty decision. Ellen first learned of this in Outlander Blood of My Blood Episode 3. Given that Ellen had recently met and fallen in love with Brian Fraser, she was understandably dissatisfied. Given his background and family, marrying this man would be difficult enough. The situation was exacerbated by an engagement to someone else. Claire's parents, Henry and Julia Beecham, search desperately for each other while Ellen and the other Mackenzies struggle with everything. Paradoxically, Julia is imprisoned at Castle Leathers, the home of Brian Fraser and Simon Fraser, his laird father. Despite her best efforts to conceal her pregnancy, Julia had to pretend when Lord Fraser's housemaid, Davina Porter, soon discovered it. In the second episode of Outlander Blood of My Blood, Julia tried in vain to get out of Castle Leathers. She came to terms with the fact that she would not be getting away from Lord Lovat anytime soon in Episode 3. Julia's determination to reunite with Henry and her daughter Claire is evident. But Simon Fraser's maid made it plain that if Julia's condition were made public, the Laird family would not put up with the humiliation. Julia is as shrewd and smart as Claire from Outlander. She saw that Brian Fraser's mother was Davina Porter, who, when questioned, admitted that Lord Lovat had allowed her to have his own bastard son. Julia concluded that if she were to become pregnant with the Laird, the same would apply to her. Julia went inside Simon Fraser's room. As of Outlander, Blood of My Blood Episode 3, Lord Lovat is obviously unaware of Julia's pregnancy. He will therefore not dispute Julia's eventual assertion that her child is his after they have shared a bed. The baby will be secure. But when he thinks Julia is carrying his kid, she will undoubtedly become the Laird's property, even if she wasn't previously. It will be considerably more difficult to leave Castle Leathers than it was before. Outlander Blood of My Blood Season 1, Episode 3 was dominated by Julia's unexpected choice to have an affair with Lord Lovat, while the rest of the show focused on the mayhem at Castle Leoch. The precursor of Outlander began after Ellen's father, Red Jacob Mackenzie, passed away. The clan would have to decide who would be in charge as the Laird had not designated an heir between Dougal and Colum. We learned about this incident in Outlander. The bond between these two brothers has always been complex, and Blood of My Blood Episode 3 explains why. Both have what the other does not, and Red Jacob did not appoint a successor precisely because of this. But with Ellen's assistance, Colum and Dougal were able to reach a consensus. In Blood of My Blood, with Dougal and Colum at strife, it was easy for another man to take over and become Laird. The only possibility was that one of the Mackenzie brothers would swear allegiance to the other, which would enable their devoted supporters to band together and cast ballots against James McKinney. McKinney was certain to eliminate Ellen, Dougal, Colum, and the rest of their family if this didn't occur. Ellen solved this problem in a really intelligent way. Recognizing the qualities of each of her brothers, Red Jacob's adored daughter talked with Ned Gowan about a scheme that would designate Dougal the war chief, leader of Clan Mackenzie during times of conflict, as the official Laird, while Colum would remain the Laird. This was acceptable to the brothers, who eventually vowed allegiance to one another. Fortunately, the alteration was accepted by the remainder of the tribe. In Outlander Blood of My Blood, Ellen reconciled with her brothers, but this does not release her from her marriage agreement with Malcolm Grant. Colum and Dougal may come to regret using their sister because they will undoubtedly realize that she was the one who made their new arrangement feasible. But the Grants are not a clan to be underestimated. They expect a marriage and are risky. Of course, we know that Ellen doesn't end up marrying Malcolm Grant. She is destined to tie the knot with Brian Fraser and give birth to Janet, William, and Jamie. Precisely how this will happen, however, is still unclear. It will be up to future episodes of Outlander Blood of My Blood to show us the full story. Thank you for watching. Please, subscribe.